Hello. 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 Okay, we are actually live, and hopefully you can hear me. Fun. Okay. Yeah, today we are going to be playing Minecraft. Yes. While eating peanut butter crackers. Oh, it's starting. It's coming. How has life been? Hey, look. What is that? Hold up. Oh. Chat, we got something. What's up, bro? Hello, hello. Oh, and guess what? It's about to get big. So, yeah, that's what I thought. Jonathan, I have heard a new song recently by Forrest Frank with Josiah Queen. Yo, it's actually fire, bro. Oh, it's so good. My neck. Okay. Oh, ain't no way. Oh, it is. Okay. called Jesus is Coming Back Soon. I think it's been out for like, I don't know how long. Honestly. A month, maybe. Maybe less. I don't know. It's really good though. Very powerful vocally, as well as the lyrics, you know. Okay. That's why it was like that. This is one of those times where I wish I had dual monitors, because then I could just like blow it up, you know. Yeah, I'm also playing a game on my phone because I was bored. Oh, and more ads. Fun. We love ads. No, we do not love ads. Okay. Oh, hold on. Since this isn't my normal streaming world, I need to show y'all around because, like I said, it's not the normal one. So that means things look a little different. And yeah, no, this space is definitely not done. Not even close. Okay. This is like the entrance, but kind of. So you walk up the stairs. Oh, hello, skilled Minecraft player here. And then, we got the spruce up here, and then spruce on the floor. So it's gonna match here. It's gonna match. Floor to ceiling. It's not there yet, as you can see. And then me and my poor self decided to, use this instead of just cobblestone, which it was originally. And then I was like, you know what? Let's use this. Yes. Let's use the expensive way instead of the cheap way when you have not too many resources. Gone for good. Hold on. Okay, so let me ask you this, Jonathan. What's up, bro? How has college been? You coming back soon? I know you. I know that you are coming back soon. Hello? What do I need? Do I have extra blocks? Bro, what am I doing? Classes have been great. Only have one B and everything else is an A. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Also, hold up. Yo. Over 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Chat. Which is only you, but chat. That is insane, bro. Congratulations. Very, very good job. As someone who has seen the behind the scenes. Seen the behind the scenes? It is definitely worth it. It's well earned. 1,000 plus monthly listeners. And that's just on Spotify, because you also have the other platforms too. Good job. That's crazy. Very good job. Yeah. Anyone watching this after the stream, which I've seen that a lot of people actually do, go check out Ren Knight. Dang. Here, hold up, chat. We're gonna enlarge this. I hope you can read that to the best of your ability. What's up, Samir? It is the newest version. I don't even know what that's called. 21.10. Hello. My other friend in the chat, Ren Knight. I was just showing, for context, his music. He has 6,306 all-time streams for his latest release, his EP, The Story of How I Lost You Part 2, which is absurd. Hey Jonathan, you ain't gonna be niche no more, bro. My boy's making it out. So, bro made it out a long time ago. Four songs have over 1,000 streams. That's crazy. So that means the other was at 2.5-ish thousand are split up between the other ones. Dang. Oh, dang, bruh. My boy on the radio. Does it tell you like what station or no? Also, good job on your grades. College is crazy. 3 mutton left, or whatever they call it. Yeah, mutton. They've changed the name of everything else in this game, so I wouldn't be surprised if they changed mutton's name. Oh, I forgot that I was gonna get some. I was gonna get a sword. No, I did not. Just normal radio, like if people just put it on shuffle. But there is some. Put my songs. Ah, nice. Always going somewhere. Hey, chill, cut. That was not very nice. Yo, where you at, bro? I hear you. Oh, nope, come back. We gotta come back another day. Nope, never mind. There's iron. I need it. Oh, and we're lagging. This is not cool, bro. It's cool it's been on the radio, man. That's a big step, because that means like someone's heard it and they're like, okay, I want other people to hear this. You know. Good job, bro. Oh yeah, sneak peek into a future video, which is not out yet. Is that I'll tell you this. I say this as I'm like as if I'm Mr. Beast, bro. I am not. But I did an interview. I mean, you already knew this. I interviewed a friend of mine that we both know very well. I interviewed Ashton, the man, the myth, the legend, and it was good. But yeah, there was some questions. I'll tell you this. There was some questions which were answered quickly, and others were answered much slower. There's like more thought process behind it. But then there's also some that I cannot share some of his answers, and those were. I think it was a good question, but he did ask that the answers to that question would be cut out because of protection of himself, in a way, not like in any super bad way, but protecting his reputation in a way. And if you want to go into further detail, I can show you that, or not show you, but tell you. See, now you get it. See, Of course, there's something you can't share. Yes. I have made about $12 to $20 just based off this EP alone. Average pay for streams are 0.003 or 0.005 per listen. So that is, what is that? 100,000. So it's 3 thousandths of a dollar? Or is it the, yeah. So every 1,000 is $3. So then 3,000 will be 9, and you made, wait, 6 times 3. I guess like tax or something. Probably. Ah, no! Why do I sound like that? Yeah, that sounded a little weird. If you know what I'm saying, bro. Why that? Bro, what did... Why is it always the creepers, bro? I mean, I get it, creeper, but like... Chill out, bro. Oh, that's weird. I mean, I get it, but like, I don't. Hello, hello, Andrew. It's the Minecraft. Bro, I like can't speak, bro. Minecraft master himself. That's Technoblade. Technoblade never dies. Technoblade the go, bro. Alright, bro, I'm proud of you, though. 12 to 20 bucks. That's impressive. One of my favorite songs, I will say, that I've ever listened to that you made was when we were in Disney World. I think it was like the Violin Roses song. And I think there was another one too. Jesus beat Jesus beat Minecraft IRL. Yes. He defeated the Wither, which is in, well, derives from the Nether. Did you say the devil? I don't know. That's not lore accurate. It's close. Because the devil doesn't derive from hell. He's technically from heaven, but then was cast out. He fell like a bolt of lightning. El Bozo. It was Roses, and I honestly can't remember what the other one was. I know you love Hit Song. Yes. Hit Song to go, bro. Number one. Number one victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite. We about to get down. Get down. I have a choir concert tonight. I just remember that because the fact that I was singing. Wow. I want to go. I actually do, though. One of the songs we're singing was like one of my favorite choir songs I've ever heard. And one of the choirs last year actually sang it. It's called Indodana. It's an African song. And, oh, it is fire, bro. Yeah, he is a bozo, Elmans. We let a man who thinks he's God mess with us. It's true. Well, not a man, but now bozo. The fallen angel. Yeah, it sounded really good yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we were cooking, bro. I think the other day in class, though, we honestly sounded better because we made our teacher cry. So, you know, X-Angel. You said angle, by the way, but yes, X-Angel. Fallen angel. Grammar police. See, I can't even speak English either. Grammar police. Oh, I need to make food, bro. I mean, I really want to go. Me no license, but I really want to go. No, this is our first concert. First one of the year. We have, how many more do we have after this? We have winter, pre-assessment, and then the spring show. So we have 3 more after this one. And I have to leave before 6, and I'm being picked up by 5:45. So I'm not sure when I'll end this, but before then, definitely. $7:30. I have to be there at 6 because you're a dancer, you know. Early bird always. I will text you how it goes. Yes. Andrew, when is your spring, and is that your last spring concert? The spring concert is the last show. Yes. And it is in my calendar somewhere. The 29th of May. May 29th. So, yeah. So you may be asking, Ian, what are you doing? I am making a farm now. You know, I'll be there, I will drive. Sounds good, dog. Is it setting already again? Yo, I literally just slept. Chill out. Okay, is the move to put the farm inside? Like right there. I'm not gonna lie, I might just do that later, because right now, I kind of just need a farm. And it's snowing. You suck. Where am I going, bro? I don't know what I'm doing, bro. Yeah, these big trees also just like won't grow, bro. It's actually annoying. wasted a whole lot of bone meal on them. Stop. Spam the torches. Okay, where's the middle? We're gonna say this is the middle. And then, I have no water. Chill out, bro. See, look, now it can't turn to ice. It might be a genius. And then, what we're gonna do, yeah, I'm running low on, like, food, bro. Am I just gonna have to die? Yo, what is happening, bro? Lord, provide, please. My Minecraft needs. Content I'm taking into consideration. I'm not ignoring you. Yo, am I him, bro? Am I him? It's like, boy, God is him, bro. Yo, I should not have wasted those seeds earlier. How to answer? Life has been good. There is more to answer about. We'll get there in a second. Okay. I hate that my name is still Hyper somewhere, bro. But I also love it, because that's the OG name, bro. And actually, I'm letting y'all in on some old lore. Again, I will get to your question in a second. Old lore from like 8 years ago or longer, actually. Ah! Yo, why you walking away? Why you walking away? Chill. So I used to run a YouTube channel long ago, right? In a galaxy far away. Oh, yo, no, I'm dead. Okay, you know what? It reset my health, so it's fine. Wow, that was a couple levels though. I don't like that. Okay, hold on. Let's just wait it again. Minecraft, you screw everyone over, bro. Give us our levels back. Okay, as I was saying, some lore. Like 10 years ago now. 9 years ago, let's say. No, let's say 8. Okay, 8. 8 or 9 years ago. There was this this kid named Ian, myself. But he loved Dan TDM. The original Dan TDM with hair, right? The that hair, the blue hair, all these different hairstyles of Dan TDM. Blue hair, man. And this man inspired me to want a YouTube channel, you know. I never got around to it because I was like, you know, however old I was. But the name I had created, because I was drawing it out, you know, I drew an H, a 3D H. And what my name was going to be was Hunter DJ. Hunter DJ, bro. That was going to be the original name of Fireside Faith. And Hunter DJ was going to play Minecraft. And he was going to be famous, just like Dan TDM. Yes. And then his reality came, and he realized that he was like 10 years old. So, yeah. But look now, God has brought me here. And now, you got Fireside Faith instead of Hunter DJ or Hunter JD. Because I considered Hunter DJ and Hunter JD. And if you find out what the letters mean, then you find out what the letters mean. If you don't, you don't. But yeah. Life has been good, Mr. Freshman in college. I've been chilling. I don't know if you saw my post the other day about Communion America. Oh my gosh, bro. It was so fire. It was legitness. Okay, that was cool. And then, yeah, that was just, like, even if I didn't, what am I even saying here? That was weird. Like, if I just went there and just had a good time, I would have been satisfied. But, like, I'll never be satisfied. Yeah. Bro, what am I doing? Whatever I said. I was definitely satisfied, and I had a very good time there. But also, it was inspiring, and I loved seeing the body of Christ come together. And that's one of the reasons I love going to events like that. It's just being able to see the body of Christ come together. because so often it's divided. And being able to see it come together and people make that personal choice to come together. It's not like they're being forced to, or like a church event. Like this was put on by, you know, a couple different people. Multiple different churches, different backgrounds, different denominations, but they all knew they had one thing in common, and that was, first of all, they love Jesus, and they are a part of the body of Christ, and that's all they needed. If you want to learn more about the story, it is, I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere. Yeah, it was a really cool event. Yeah, also just trying to listen to what the Lord is saying and doing through me, and especially like at school, what his plan is there, because, and I wanted to share this earlier in a video, I might one day, I don't know, just talking about like a prayer I said like a month and a half ago, or no, I guess it's been almost 2 months now. Dang. Yeah. I'll talk about that more eventually. Do you remember when Maddie was gone, and so we all surprised you for your fall concert 2 years ago? Yes, I do remember that. That was very kind. Thank you guys. The group that came. That was my first year in choir too, because I didn't do it my freshman year. That was a lot of fun. It's the first ever concert too, actually. So I had a solo and everything, dude. I'm actually. I feel like I don't know if I told you this actually. So I'm not planning on going straight into college. Instead, I plan on going to a ministry school in the South somewhere. And well, yeah. So I plan on doing that first, and that's a year-long program, like what my sister did. It's the same thing. And then from there, then going to college and majoring in what I plan on doing is pastoral ministry and minoring in biblical studies. But that is all later to come. And my focus, like what I'm trying to focus on now, which, like, yes, it's important to apply and to do all these other things, but like focusing first of all the here and now and what the Lord is doing in high school with me, and friends and other people, as well as the year after this, instead of skipping straight to college and just getting that done with and thinking about all that stuff now, but like taking it one step at a time, or even like 1 year at a time, because I know that's where the Lord has been calling me to, is that ministry school, and in that order as well. So Yeah. And also, like I said earlier, focusing on high school is, and what the Lord is doing this year in my high school is very important to me because, you know, personally, it's my last year. And I want to take this last year with a lot of, like, you know, this is the last time I get to evangelize in school as a high school student. You know, this is the last time I get to do a lot of these things as a high school student, and in a public school setting. So, letting the Lord do what He wants to do, as well as, you know, evangelizing and spreading the gospel and discipling people has been something very big in my life these last couple of years. And I believe what the Lord has called me to this year has been higher than what it has been in the past couple of years, which has been, and I guess I'll share this story now. What was I saying? What the Lord has been doing since I've been in high school, which is, this is my 4th year. Senior. Yeah. Each year, I was. Okay, let me just start with freshman year. I'll probably make a video on this as well, eventually. Freshman year, I was not walking with the Lord at all. I was not a Christian. I was not a follower of Christ. I was not living my life Christ-like at all. You know, growing up in the church, but never took faith as my own faith. Instead, it was just my parents' faith. And then I got saved in 9th grade, and I began to talk to my friends about it and help, you know, kind of nurture their faith in a way, and kind of like begin to disciple them in a very like surface level way. And then that year ended. Jonathan, I did read your chat. But then, yeah, the next year, now like, you know, I'm walking with the Lord, and, you know, I'm in a good place with God and all these different things. And then, I mean, there's more to the story than what I'm sharing, but long story short, sophomore year, or like going into sophomore year, there's these 2 guys. Both of y'all have met them to some extent. Definitely more Jonathan, DeBurl, and Cody. And sophomore year, I was I felt the calling to begin to disciple them. And me and my, bit of knowledge that I had of the Lord and the Bible. Sorry, this is all a lot. There's a lot going on right now. I began to disciple them, and through the power of God, He grew me in wisdom a lot that year. And I began to really read my Bible and get to know Him better and grow in my relationship with Him, and while doing so, also discipling these other guys. And at the time, I was in marching bands. I was around them every day, spending quite a bit of time with them, every day. And then that was the first year I was like, okay, so this is really cool. And I just began to love discipling. And it all started with the two of them, kind of. And truly began with the other two guys, freshman year. I didn't realize that until sophomore year, though. That's what the Lord was doing. I realized it a year later. And then we skip to mid to end sophomore season of marching band, if you want to call it a season, which started, I started to evangelize outside of just those two guys, and it began to spread to basically the rest of the marching band in some way. And it just grew and grew, and there was these other guys who I knew because of one of the youth groups I used to go to. So then through him, I also had a connection to these other guys in marching band. And then began the start of the marching band getting evangelized to, and beginning of discipling to them. Again, in kind of a surface level, but it was what they needed, So evangelizing first to those first two guys, and then to the other 60. And one competition for marching band, and this was actually, I think it was our last one. A bunch of us got together and we just got in a circle, and we, and it was a bunch of believers and non-believers, which was one of the coolest things, that we could all come together even though we didn't all believe. I think they saw through others' faiths that it was like, okay, these guys are doing it, I'll join in, these are my friends, and I'll respect them in this way, So we all just joined in a prayer circle in marching band. That was still to this day one of the coolest moments of evangelizing for me, and the journey of it in high school, was being able to see physically everyone kind of join together in a way. And what's funny, which is kind of not funny, but it kind of is to me in a way, was that I actually didn't even end up praying in that prayer circle. A lot of other people did, and then we kind of ran out of time. But then also I was praying in my mind, but I didn't do it out loud. I kind of wish I did, but I didn't, and I can't go back in time. You can only look forward, you know. So then marching band ended, and I was no longer in that point of, I would say, like, influence to Debril and Cody. Which was, it began a lot harder. It began to get a lot harder to, you know, like, check up on them. Because I wasn't seeing them in person every day. I wasn't spending those extra 2 hours at the end of the school day with them. So when I saw them, I saw them. When I didn't see them, I didn't see them. So then what I had noticed personally was that partially, and this is just what I have seen. It may not even be 100% the truth, but what I had seen and witnessed was that both of their faiths, both of their faiths had kind of started to diminish because I was no longer, you know, reminding them every day in person and saying, you know, no. Very little. Not really. Yeah, I started to see their faith kind of diminish a little bit because I was no longer that person who could, in their life, I guess, who could be like on their back about it all the time. And I wouldn't even say I was during marching band, but I kind of was, because I wanted them to take it seriously. And it, like, kind of like how I shared earlier about how I kind of was living in my parents' faith for a long time before actually living it out myself. That's kind of how it was with them as well. It's kind of like I was their lashing point for God. I was the root of their faith. And then I wasn't. So then it was, you know, kind of hard after that. To be that person for them. This is Minecraft, and I'm talking right now about how God has used me in my high school to evangelize and spread his good news. So yeah, then that was kind of like a challenge, I would say, for both me and them to grow in different aspects. So for them it was to grow in their own faith, and then for me it was to begin to learn how to really take evangelizing. Seriously, you know. Um, um, yes. Um, and it was hard, but I'm glad I went through it. I'm glad they did too, because now I've definitely seen evidence in their lives and in their walks that they do now possess their own faith in Jesus Christ now, instead of me holding their hand through their walk, which has been cool and beautiful, honestly, to see. And then junior year came around, and I was praying before, right? Each year started with prayer after freshman year. So sophomore, junior, and then this year. Sophomore or junior year, I was praying. I was like, okay, you've done it these last 2 years. God, I believe that you're going to do it again. So I prayed that the Lord would give me another 2 guys to evangelize to and to disciple. And again, he did. So junior year, I began with like a different tactic, I guess, kind of. Because each year I've kind of been a different person because I've grown from the previous year. And I've learned different things and different techniques. Just different things to say and how to react to certain things. So, in junior year, there was these 2 guys again, and they were my classmates in my history class. And began to get to know them better, and on a more personal way, because before, right, I knew them from middle school actually, but then I wasn't like good friends with them like I was with DeBrill and with Cody. So then I began to, like I said, grow in friendship and relationship with them, which began to lead me to asking them questions about what they believed in. And I learned that, one of them was Catholic and another one was, some sort of Christian belief. And this, I would say, honestly, was one of the hardest but also best years of evangelizing. Was junior year, last year. These guys, man, we definitely had ups and downs. But it was cool, not only in the sense of being able to see them grow in their faith, but also as people as a whole. and just take their life as a whole, like being able to grab onto their life and say, God, this is yours. I want you to take control and to, like, this life is not for me, but now, like, I want you to rule over my life. And that's what I really saw through these guys, which was definitely very cool to witness and to be able to help in. So the beginning of that year, you know, just kind of begin to ask questions and just grow through, you know, the ups and downs of the year, and see them, like, you know, to see them grow was very cool. And I notice now that I do not have too much time. So, long story short, with the two of them, because honestly, I don't remember all too much of what actually happened. There was a lot that happened last year, actually. But these two guys, love them. Great guys. One of them recently, and so kind of fast forwarding to now, one of them recently reached out to me and told me that he was, you know, he was in the car and he just kind of, I think this is what he said, that he had music playing and worship music came on. A worship song came on. And then, what did that lead to? There is stuff in my bed. That led to him reaching out to me and asking, you know, what are your favorite worship songs? So then I gave him my favorites. Wow, there is so much light. Or a couple of my favorites. And then I took a shower because I didn't really think much of it. I was like, okay, cool. And then, oh, I'm yellow now. Wow. We're going to go back to that. Let's go purple. So I took a shower, got out, and then I saw that he had voice messaged me. So I was like, okay, I'll just listen to this. And then he had told me that he had listened to almost all the songs, as well as this was like his first like real encounter with the Holy Spirit. And that was like, yes, the work is paying off. The work of all of last year is now paying off, being able to see this. And, you know, that year was great in its time of that. You know, that year, let's put it this year, or last year over here. This year is going to be this year now. I don't know how to do this. I think he grew more, this guy, in this year now than he did in that full year, because he was learning a lot over here and wasn't putting it into practice yet, or some of it was. Then this year now, over the summer and coming into this next school year, he started putting it into action and to grow in it now. And something else that he had told me about was that he also started to begin sharing his faith with his friends and people like that, which is, again, like, the work is paying off. The evangelism is not just evangelizing and leaving where it is. It's truly discipling these guys and watching them grow. And because I also did this with these guys, I let them grow on their own as well. So over the summer, I'm still friends with you, but I can't hold your hand anymore. This is your faith. This cannot be my faith. This is your faith. You need to take this seriously now if you actually want to. And being able to see him grow in this way and tell me these things, like he took this, but then now he's like not just taking it, but he's growing in it, and he's also using it now. So being able to see him evangelize and share with his friends, and then also him learning certain things and also applying that to his faith now and his everyday walk with Christ has been really cool to see, and then, this year comes, and it's been a lot, I would say, slower of a year in terms of like I prayed beforehand and I was like, God, okay, you've done these the last 3 years of a year. In turn, 3 years you've done this. I believe that you're going to do it again, God. I'm believing that you're going to do it again. And I kind of started to not doubt, but kind of get scared, honestly, that he wasn't going to, because I didn't see a reaction or an answer as fast as I had in the past. So I just kept praying about it. That's what I did. All I knew what to do was to pray, because that's what I had done in the past years. I was like, okay, I'm just going to pray. I'm going to pray more. And I'm going to ask for prayer as well. So through asking for prayer, through myself praying, I then began to pray in school about it as well, and reaching out my faith before the answer. So instead of just sharing to, whoever that one person was, I began to share with possibilities to whoever the answer might have been about. And that's when God had revealed who one of them was, and then shortly after, had also revealed who the other person was. And something specific about what God had told me this year was that these two guys who honestly, right now, I would say it's just one person. that he is specifically led me to evangelize and to disciple this year. And I believe that there is another, and I believe he's already showed me that, who that person is. But starting with this other guy has been a lot slower and a lot harder. Just because of my position in class with him, which is a bad excuse, and I need to work on that. But it's the truth. So now, something else that God had also told me this year, and we're still at the beginning of the school year, pretty much. So something specific that he told me was that it wasn't just these two guys that I would be evangelizing to this year, that I would be discipling. I guess, I don't know if discipling is the right word for what he had actually told me. So these two guys, I think they're the discipling part, like specifically like taking genuine time to disciple them, specifically them. But then also the evangelism part. Specifically, this is what he told me. These aren't the only two people this year. The people you are to evangelize to is everyone, the whole school, all the people. It's no longer just the two people every year, right? Building up to this year, God has placed two people, and then two people, and then the marching band, then two people and a couple people in that class, This year, it's two people, but also the whole school. And, that is a mission in itself, evangelizing to the whole school. I don't know if I'll be able to actually evangelize to the entire school in the way that, like, being able to speak to every person, But I think there's a way that God is going to do it. I'm sure it's in a different actual way than what I'm thinking, but in the way of he's going to do something mightier than what I think. And what I think is that through evangelizing and discipling these two guys, and evangelizing on a smaller level, those people are then going to go out and evangelize to other people in the school, and then to other people, and then those people are then they're going to evangelize to other people in the school. And then soon enough, everyone will have heard the gospel of Jesus Christ, and people are going to know Jesus, and people are going to hear about Jesus, and there's going to be a revival in my high school. And that's what I've been praying for the past, year and a half, year-ish. Not even. Is that God would send a revival into my high school. And part of that reason, specifically into my high school, is because I've seen throughout the country of the United States, there's been revivals on all these college campuses, which is great. I'm so very, very glad. And it's been beautiful to see and very inspirational. But now it's time to bring it to the high schools. To keep going in the colleges, but also now to bring it to the high schools. Because those high schoolers are then going to go to college, and they're going to go into the real world. So the earlier you can get to this next generation, they'll grow, then they'll grow, then they'll grow, and then they'll grow. And I believe that's what God's mission is in high schools next. Is that there will be high school revivals. Whoosh. Boom. Please continue to pray for revival in our nation and in my school specifically, as well as the high schools in our nation, or in your nation as well. I've been praying about that a lot as well, or your college campus, or wherever you are in your household, anywhere. So, also in your churches, you know. I gotta go. I'm not gonna lie, because 5:45 is coming very close. So, yes, mic drop, Andrew. Jonathan, I see your comment. Bless up, bro. Just trying to do the Lord's work. Thanks for watching, y'all.